The universe has a lot of stuff. It's impossible to count all of the unique and interesting things that make the universe thrive. And all of these objects, these specks of matter in the huge universe, sometimes work together to make a bigger object, and bigger until a human is created. The human body is made of so many tiny little things that keep us up and alive. We humans are made of so many amazing things that no one would ever expect those things to have the sheer power that they do. Inside our bodies, there are things that can unlock humanity's greatest desires. Time travel, teleportation, all of the blueprints for these amazing devices can be found in the human body. But before I can talk about those, I need to explain everything, starting from the size of an average human being. Our current scale is 2 meters. This is the size of an average adult human being. A human is composed of bones, which serve as structure and keep the human body, well, human-shaped. Muscles, which shift the bones and give us the ability to move around. Blood, which keeps our muscles alive and healthy. And finally, the most important organ in our body, the brain. Our current scale is now about 20 centimeters. The brain is what makes you who you are. You are not you. You are a brain. Everything that your body does is just your brain powering a meat robot. Without a brain, you're nothing. Your brain is the most precious organ in your body. It controls everything and contains your memories, your emotions, and your consciousness. Famous philosopher René Descartes once said, "Cogito ergo sum." When translated from Latin, it means, "I think, therefore I am." This may not make any sense, so let's break it down. He is saying that he is. That could be interpreted as "I exist." So what René Descartes means is that because he knows how to think, he also knows he exists. If it's still a little confusing, don't worry. This went way over my head when I first heard it too. But now I have answered the question that many third graders have asked. What's more important, the brain or the heart? The answer is always the brain. But how does the brain do that? How does it think and feel? For that, we will have to decrease our scale to 100 microns, which is 0.1 of a millimeter. Down at this scale, we have the human nerve. The nerve is like a wire in a computer. These human wires connect our brain to our entire body. Our brain uses these wires to send electrical signals to tell your organs what to do. That's all a human really is. Just electrical signals sent around by our brain. All of your thoughts, emotions, and sensations are just short bursts of electricity, with a few other things mixed in. What other things? Well, for that, we have to decrease our scale again. Now we are at 7 microns. Down here, there are red blood cells. These cells keep us alive and healthy. They carry all of the nutrients that we get from our food all around our bodies. They feed our muscles these nutrients so that the muscles can grow stronger. They also use oxygen as a trash can for the muscles. As we breathe in oxygen. Our red blood cells then take the oxygen and give it to the muscles. The muscles, who have a lot of trash lying around after working hard and moving the body around, grab the oxygen and attach the trash, also known as carbon. Then, the muscles give the red blood cells back the oxygen with the carbon attached and carry it back to our lungs so that we can breathe it out. But not only muscles do this. Our brain builds up a lot of trash too. so our red blood cells carry some of it out as well. But there is some trash that our blood can't clean. That's why we need to sleep. Our brain uses that time to clean out all of the weird trash left over from working all day. But what is this trash? Let's decrease our size again. We are now down to about a nanometer. Down here, we get the approximate size of the molecule dopamine. This is a special little molecule in your brain that makes you feel happy. When you are happy, your brain releases dopamine to actually make you feel that way. When the day is done, your brain needs to clean up all of the leftover dopamine. It does this and much more during the time that you sleep. At around the same scale, there's DNA. DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. DNA is the information that makes up all of you. DNA has a double helix shape, and the lines in the middle are actually two lines that are connected to each other. There are 4 types of lines, called A, C, T, and G, which stand for adenine, cytosine, thymine, and guanine. Each time these lines connect differently, it makes a different part of you. Also, notice that the A lines only ever connect to the T lines, and the C lines only connect to the G lines. That is because lines don't like to mix and match. They always connect to their special partner, C to G and A to T. Now we can decrease our size again. We are now about the size of an angstrom. Down here, we are at the scale of a hydrogen atom. A hydrogen atom is the simplest and smallest atom on all of the periodic table. It only has 1 proton in the middle and 1 electron orbiting it, and no neutrons. If we decrease our size even more, we can get to about 60 femtometers. That's the size of an electron. Yes, I was surprised to find out that an electron is actually bigger than a proton. An electron is something that scientists call an elementary particle. So far, everything I have talked about has always been made of something. A human is made of cells, cells are made of DNA, DNA is made of molecules, molecules are made of atoms, atoms are made of protons, neutrons, and electrons. While you can still go smaller on protons and neutrons, this is where we leave electrons behind. There's nothing smaller that makes an electron what it is. If we decrease our size a bit more, we reach the size of a proton and a neutron. They're both about 1.5 femtometers in size. This is the point where many people stop. Many people feel like there's no point going smaller than a proton. But not me. Buckle up, this is the scale at which things start getting really weird. First, let's zoom down to an attometer. Here, you will find the 2 biggest quarks, the up quark and the down quark. These are the most important quarks. If you combine 2 up quarks and a down quark, you get a proton. 2 down quarks and an up quark make a neutron. All quarks are elementary particles. Also, quarks are at the level where quantum physics are used the most. All of the weird stuff of the universe happens on the level of a quark. Quantum tunneling, for example, is where a quark can randomly go through something it's not supposed to go through, like a wall. A bit smaller, and we pass by the strange quark, which is half an attometer. Then the charm quark, which is 0.03 of an attometer. A bit smaller, and there is the bottom quark at 0.01 of an attometer. Now we can zoom all the way down to 80 yoctometers, and we have the last quark, the top quark. I know, not the most creative names. There's a lot of quantum science and absolutely mind-boggling concepts behind those last 4 quarks that even I don't fully understand. After this quark, there isn't much left. All we have to do now is zoom all the way down to the universe's smallest limit, the Planck length. Nothing can ever get smaller than a Planck length. Have you ever looked at a TV really close and saw all of the pixels? The Planck length is the real-life version of pixels. You can never go half the distance of a Planck length. You can easily go half a meter or even half a millimeter. But if you try to go half a Planck length, the universe will not let you and simply push you the rest of the way. There are two other things that exist at this level of smallness. There is a quantum string, which is something so complicated that I will dedicate an entire video to explain it soon. There is also the which is the thing that gives us all potential access to time travel. But I will explain that in my next video, coming out November 30th. This has been Event Horizon, Season 1, Episode 8, on the subatomic level. If you like the video, please consider subscribing for more episodes with easy answers for hard questions. And remember, no question is too stupid to be asked.